For decades, space was a domain reserved for governments. It belonged to scientists, astronauts, and national agencies. But today, quietly, a new reality has emerged. Private billionaires have taken control of orbital access, launch capabilities, satellite networks, and future resource corridors, building a space empire outside of democratic oversight. Space is no longer the final frontier. It is the next market. The first suspicion arose when analysts noticed that over the last decade, launch activity skyrocketed. Yet, most of these launches were no longer government-operated. The vast majority belonged to private space corporations, billionaire-funded ventures, elite aerospace alliances, and strategic tech partnerships. These entities now dictate the pace, direction, and priorities of the new space race. What was once national exploration has become privatized influence. The most powerful shift comes from satellite mega-constellations, built not by nations, but by privately owned companies. These constellations provide global internet, surveillance capabilities, navigation systems, military communication potential, and atmospheric data tracking. The old saying goes, "Whoever owns the high ground wins the battle." Today, whoever owns the satellites owns the sky, and the sky is now controlled by the wealthy. This control extends to the very act of leaving Earth. A small set of private companies now that dominate global launch capacity. They control reusable rockets, payload delivery schedules, satellite deployment, space station servicing, and even access to lunar missions. Governments now find themselves reliant on these private fleets, which gives billionaires immense leverage over national space programs. In the 21st century, launch power is geopolitical power. While the public watches rockets ascend, elite-backed corporations are quietly pursuing rights to off-world resources. They are laying claim to lunar minerals, helium-3, asteroid metals, water ice deposits, and orbital construction zones. These claims are framed as research and exploration, but the investors behind them know they represent the next trillion-dollar resource race. Space mining is becoming elite territory, and the deeds are being written before the public even knows the land is for sale. This infrastructure in the sky also forms a new global communication grid. Satellite networks owned by billionaires now provide emergency communication, low-latency global internet, surveillance overlays, and encrypted data channels. Governments, corporations, and military agencies are becoming dependent on these privately controlled satellites for their most critical operations. Our global conversation has an owner, and that owner sits far outside the reach of public accountability. The lines between private enterprise and national security are blurring. Private space companies now collaborate directly with intelligence agencies, defense departments, cybersecurity networks, and private military contractors. Their role extends far beyond simple exploration. They provide reconnaissance, encrypted communication, missile tracking, and the framework for orbital defense infrastructure. Step by step, space is transforming into a private security domain. This control isn't just in orbit. It's anchored firmly on the ground. Elite space companies control not just the rockets, but the entire ground-based infrastructure. Private spaceports, tracking stations, encrypted uplinks, mission control centers, and the logistics hubs that feed them. These facilities often bypass traditional government oversight and operate under a veil of corporate secrecy. The very architecture of access to space is now privately owned. So where is the money coming from? The capital powering this new space race flows from sovereign wealth funds, elite private investors, tech billionaires, and shadow venture networks. These massive financial flows move through complex offshore structures, private equity vehicles, and classified partnerships hidden from public view. This isn't just a scientific endeavor. Space expansion has become a core financial strategy for the world's wealthiest individuals. Meanwhile, the media narrative frames the billionaire space race as heroic innovation visionary, futuristic, and a leap for all mankind. But this sanitized story conveniently hides the underlying realities: the formation of private monopolies, the fight for orbital dominance, the consolidation of global data control, the claiming of resources, and the pursuit of multi-trillion-dollar incentives. A well-marketed story of progress conceals an empire in the making. This brings us to the final question. Is this new space race a genuine scientific breakthrough, or is it a quiet, private takeover? Will space become humanity's shared frontier, or will it be carved up into elite-controlled territory? Are we witnessing the dawn of a new age of exploration, or the monopolization of the last unregulated domain? The truth isn't found in the spectacle of the rocket launches. It's found in the ownership behind them. If you're ready to uncover the next layer of global control, subscribe to the Hidden Codex. And tell us in the comments what you believe billionaires are planning to do in space next.